up to the sunrise, let the day begin. Johnny and Mark are here, let the laughter in. With every sip of coffee, feel the warmth inside. Conversations and humor take you for a ride. Your morning boost with Johnny and Mark, a perfect blend of laughter, igniting the spark, inspiration and insight. Join the journey, let them light your way. It's a brew of connection, a world to explore, a network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you. As the day unfolds, carry what you've heard, inspire and inform with every single word. Johnny and Mark beside you as you start a new day, the morning show that lifts you through and through. A network of voices opening the door. With Johnny and Mark, feel the power of two, a morning tradition just waiting for you.
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all. Let him have it with no problem, see the special man.
See the special man.
You got the dollars, make me an offer. New England Cajun roots, Johnny understands.
Johnny understands.
Let him have it with no problem, see the special man. Let him have it with no problem, see the special man.
Hey Regina, what day is it? It's a hump day. How's everybody doing? It must be crab season too, huh? Are you playing with the doggies' toys again?
Yes.
Lord Jesus. Hello, good morning, and welcome on this hump day, where it's currently 55 degrees. It's supposed to be in the 70s today. It's nice out there this morning. It's still a little rainy, but that's okay. It's a little misty. First in the chat was Regina. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good
Attitude.
morning, Regina.
This is a choice. There's another choice. Choice. I like that. It's a choice. Whatever choice you make is yours. Amen on that one. Little Debbie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing?
Hey, little Debbie.
And Angela, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Terry, our soap lady. Hello,
Going
good
to
morning.
clean.
It's a slow going. Let's see here. Glenn, hello, good morning, and welcome. And hope you had a great appointment yesterday with your
Hey,
dentist.
Swampy.
Hope everything went well. Chrissy and Stacy, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. There we go. Better saying hello to each other. On our Facebook side. Scarlett, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are
Hey,
you?
Miss Scarlet.
Anna Marie, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Jay's got. I was gonna say that, but I was trying to be nice.
Well,
Tina, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are
this is
you?
how rumors get started. Jeez.
Exactly. And Jennifer, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. I'm humping.
Good morning,
right
Lady Jennifer.
along. She says she's humping right along. You go, girl. Yeah, Jennifer's already dropping links. Don't forget today at 1 o'clock is our hump day auction, and today's guest is none other than Uniques by the Creek, Terry and Randy at Moon Valley Crafts. And Miss Denise is back on the morning, the hump day auction. back to our regular scheduled program today. And Terry, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? How's your weather on your neck of the pond? The devil's here. You said that right, huh? Sorry, April Fools. That's right. That's today, right? Speaking of that, don't forget, we're on a new quarter. Q2 has begun today. So what are your plans for Q2? And don't forget, if you're on eBay, you now have a new coupon for this new quarter that you can use. And trust me, you'll hear about it more every month until the last month of this quarter. So yeah. Saying good morning, hello, telling everybody hello, and chit-chatting back and forth. So how is your day going along, Mr. J?
I am attempting to wake up. It was a long slog yesterday between the morning show, my evening show, and all the hours in between filled with working on Excel spreadsheets and royalty statements. My butt was not wanting to go anywhere away from the bed this morning. I am relying on my magic brown juice to hopefully get me through.
And hopefully strong enough, right?
Mmm.
Other than that, of course, the same old thing from yesterday. There was no updates when it comes to spots that are available. My next available spots for if you would like to be on the Hump Day auction, yes, I am booked all the way to the September month. And in September, I only have the 2nd, the 23rd, or the 30th with one spot each. And also May for the Reseller Community Shop Hop. There's only 2 spots left. And for the Reseller Community Shop Hop, nope. The Reseller showcasing of members of the channel for June 2nd, I only have 3 spots left on that one. It starts at 3:15, 4:45, or 4:15. The only 3 spots left. If you want to be on that one, make sure you email me and let me know which one you would like to be on and give me a specific time slot if you're interested. Unless it's the Hump Day auction, that's always at 1. And how was your show last night?
Really good. I appreciate the folks folks from this community that stopped by. Had a good turnout. It was a lot of fun. Got to drop some F-bombs live on air. That's always a good time. So it was all in the context of vocabulary and writing. It wasn't just for the sake of it. But no, I think a good time was had by all. We gave away a couple free ebooks for folks that had participated in the chat. So yeah, it was good.
I want to make an announcement. I got a notification. Claudette, somebody asked me the other day about if we heard from her. They were wondering if she was okay. She is fabulous. Evidently, she's been missing us, but she's taken our advice about stepping away and unplugging, and she's finishing her goal that she's had in mind, that she's going to be finishing up a book that she's writing. So everything's okay. She's just working and getting her book put together so she can have it ready to go to get published. So that is the update on Claudette. She made a nice little comment last night on one of the shows for this channel. So she is doing great. And Cha-Cha, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome.
Hey, that means she's in the running for moon pies.
That's right. Don't forget, you still got all this week to go back on any videos for this last month of March. Just come Monday morning. That is it. If you're not in there before when I wake up Monday morning at about between 1 and 3 o'clock, that's it. It's closed. So you have until then to make any comments on any channel, on any video, on any channel. Yeah. And with that being said, I also yesterday I was able to get back to my antique booth, one of 3, and brought some more stuff in yesterday. Sold a good bit of stuff already that I like, that I'm looking forward to seeing what else I sell by, if anything sold yesterday. And I've been working on listing some more stuff, getting more stuff tagged to bring to the 2 different new booths that I have. This morning I've been able to I'm already at it again this month. My goal is to get at least 5 listings a day on all 3 platforms. When I say all 3, my goal is to be on eBay, Poshmark, and Vinted. I'm now up to 14 items listed on Vinted finally. So that's just nice. a grid that I got to keep at it every day to get it going. So that is my goal that I am working on. If you have any goals for this new quarter, and again, don't forget Sunday is Easter already. So this month is already started and this quarter is already here. Joanne, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. And I love ramping up before Q4. So that's why I don't stop. Got a lot
And
done
and
this morning.
and let us not forget especially for Miss Scarlett, mark your calendars. April 11th is National Grilled Cheese Day. So if you want to plan to celebrate some food this month, as you know, we like to move into. Actually, today is National Sourdough Bread Day. April 3rd is National Chocolate Mousse Day,
Ooh,
along with National Burrito Day. April 11th is the aforementioned Grilled Cheese Day, and April 26th is National Pretzel Day. So mark your
okay.
calendars for tasty grubbage. But especially Miss Scarlett, we know you love your cheese toasties, and here we'll be celebrating you all day on April 11th.
And good morning, Patrick.
Patrick, Clippy
Advertising is
boy.
also advertising, and this is not a paid channel of Domino's supported by Domino's. But however, Patrick must love some Domino's.
I
And he
we actually have a better deal going right now than that.
online only. Okay. Every time I see that commercial, I think of you. Because last night I was cooking and watching TV at the same time and listening. And I cooked last night a bacon cheeseburger salad.
How
It
did that
came
turn
out
out?
fabulous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lu-
Yep. Got
Luis.
it from an idea from New Orleans where we used to eat at this restaurant. The Rabbit loved their cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger pasta dish that they have. And so I turned it into a salad because I really don't care too much for pasta. So yeah.
Luis made a brisket, and I'm in lapsed Jew heaven. All my deli days from my childhood came roaring back. It was so nice to have a tasty brisket.
All right. And if anybody has anything special going on, let me know. Ooh, this month's going to be, no, that's in June. Never mind. I'll wait till then. All righty then. So without further ado, as we usually do on the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday show, we have our little topic going on. And without further ado, let's get into our topic of the day. And today's topic is brought to you by none other than Jay. Support, it's never too late to support your community through your work. Your thoughts on that one, Jay?
That's a big one for me. I realize that we all do a lot of work to make money, and pay the bills and that sort of thing. But I'm one of those folks that firmly believes that what you put out in the universe comes back to you, and being able to leverage what you do to somehow benefit your community around you, especially in these tough times when people are struggling to make ends meet, to be able to afford food, and the basic necessities. Um, I think being able to do things like was recently done for Doug with raising money for those needs. I think being able to leverage what you do, to give back to your community and to make your community a better place, and not even necessarily on a national scale. As much as you can do locally to take care of the people right in your own neighborhood, I think it's really, really critical. It's one of the reasons why we're doing the book fair in May. To raise money for children's literacy. It's why we do our charity anthologies for Second Harvest Food Bank and Feeding America. We have a platform, we have visibility. It's important, I think, to make sure that we support the community that supports us.
Now that you're saying that, even like when I travel wherever we go, a lot of times I don't go to the big box stores when it comes to thrifting. I try to find places like when we went to Virginia two different times, a couple of years, and it was 2 years in a row we went. And we found this place called the DAV, which is Disabled American Veterans
Mm,
Thrift Store.
absolutely. Yep.
There's another one that's called the Women, Children and Women of Abuse Thrift Store, something Kings of Knights or something like that. It's amazing how well that is. They're organized, first of all, but when you're purchasing things from them, the money stays within that community of what you're supporting from their title of their location in their thrift store. And I've been looking for something around in this area because I see the van around our town, but I've never found a actual thrift store here because that's one of the places I have no problem supporting. And they have great prices. And every now and then they do have a sale. So even with you buying certain things like that to save on thrifting from a supportive community like that is amazing.
And
Getting
it's
community against spouse abuse.
And I think it's the other way too. If you're going through your stuff and you're saying, you know what, this is stuff that just isn't going to sell, or it's been sitting on my shelves for too long, being able to donate, especially clothing, being able to donate clothing to women's domestic abuse shelters, and remembering that a lot of times those women are there with their kids. In the shelter, getting help, and being able to donate kids stuff to those organizations as well, or your local pet shelter that is always in need of food or toys or leashes, or remembering that just all these little organizations make up the community, and find Goodwill's there to take your donations, but they're there for a profit. They're there
Mhm.
they're helping, but not necessarily on a local level. The more you can do for keep your money, keep that money flowing in your own community, just helps keep the doors open for all those small businesses. I'm one of those types that would actually is actually willing to pay a little more to ensure that I'm buying it in my community, or if I'm going to order something, I make sure it's something that can be packed from a local location. So, like if you're ordering it, say, from Target or Walmart or something, rather than having it shipped to you from the warehouse, you know, ordering it for pickup from the local store so that the local people working in that store are the ones getting the hours, getting the pay to be able to go in and do that rather than somebody in a warehouse 4 states away.
And little Debbie was talking about CASA, Communities Against
Casa's
Spouse
great.
Abuse. There's also
Casa's a
another one.
wonderful
When I
organization.
worked in New Orleans in Louisiana, I used to work for the. It was something about spousal abuse, but what they did was the United Way had a dress to success for women who were needing
Yes.
clothing.
Yep.
That was perfect because I was able to donate some things there for even men. It was basically women and men who was going back to work and didn't have the funds to purchase outfits to go to an interview.
Yep.
They got the
That
whole.
those are so great.
Yeah, and that's another thing we can do. So that's a go in there too. Stephanie, hello, good morning and welcome. And Stephen, hello, good morning and welcome. I saw you had a live, was it Sunday? I think it was. Might have been Monday where you did a gospel music. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Good to see you, Stephen. Baby girl vibes, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing?
I do recommend doing your research though.
Okay,
Before you don't, before you donate to an organization, make sure it's an organization where your donation is staying there in your community. It's not being rolled up to some nationwide thing. If you're interested in making sure that stuff is, you're helping folks out around you, be
yeah,
sure to do your research first. Yes, little Debbie, absolutely. Pet shelters need everything they can get.
yeah.
So there's another thing that you can do with. I know the SPCA in a lot of towns do this, which is they have so much laundry that needs to get done. My SPCA here in Las Vegas has a program where you can swing by the back of the SPCA and they have bins filled with laundry bags filled with stuff that needs to get washed. You can take it home, wash it, bring it back, drop it back off, and it really helps out the shelter for
I didn't know that.
being able to have clean stuff on hand all the time.
And Angela, can you tell us a little bit more about this? You donate to your local loaves and fishes. I've never heard of that one.
That's a pretty good Christian organization for donations.
I've never heard of it. But another thing too, again, we're talking about different organizations. But in my mind and my thoughts, Supporting your community through your work can be other things like helping somebody else in any way, shape, or form. Helping them to, for example, if somebody needed help with something and they're trying to go live because they haven't did a live yet, or they're thinking about doing auctions and they haven't started yet, or YouTube, they want to do YouTube but they haven't started yet. Y'all know that's my favorite word. I love to hear it. But a lot of times, just those little things, it does not necessarily have to be monetary value of dollars.
Right.
It could be an amount. There's no need to be an amount put to it because it can be stuff that's free. And along with our community, we can help just in the littlest ways, even if it's just to lift somebody up who is having doubts about doing something, whether it's YouTube, auctions, getting started reselling on different platforms. We can be there for them in the non-monetary value of something, because that is a value you can't put on it. It's something
I mean, I
that's
think
very,
I mean,
very
I think about Johnny,
authentic.
like, Johnny, all the training videos that you've made that are on your channel, where I mean, literally anything you could possibly need to know about being online and selling online, you've made available, in your video library. um, that's tremendous value right there.
All right, it's a Christian book, food bank, grocery store, and soup kitchen, and a thrift store. Really?
That's
Purchasing
awesome.
food with H&B products, etc. I didn't know that. I know they have a food bank here that we donate to. It's at the post office because they have a bin at the post office that they pick up daily, and it's for their senior citizens area nursing home that we have in our town. And anything you donate there goes directly to them in their food bank, because what they do is they also help senior citizens where if they're in need of anything, whether it's personal hygiene, food, whatever, uh, we bring our donations to that at the post office, and then they go and pick it up on a daily basis, which is pretty cool. I love to help as much as I can when I can. It is also where I volunteer on my community volunteer day. Get that working.
I
Okay,
wish more, I
cool.
wish more companies did that. I wish more companies had a volunteer day that they, had expected their folks to go out and give back like that. I think that's so important. Along
And
the same lines,
hello, Daz. I just saw you come in. Right here. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are y'all doing? Good to see you. Now, for me, I had a friend of mine and a cousin who passed away of HIV. I found out another way that I can give back to the community because when my cousin, I was with my cousin helping and taking care of him towards the end. And the amazing thing is they have a program that you can volunteer for the food bank there as well. Anyone can volunteer. You don't have to be part of the disease or whatever you want to call it. You can just volunteer, and it's amazing on how many people you can help. Of course, you have to sign a confidentiality form, which I had no problem doing, because it doesn't matter who you see there; it's who you can help. So
yep.
any food bank that you have, if you can volunteer, that is a big help. Believe it or not, it goes a long way. And I used to do that on a weekly basis, where I would go in and not only bring food, but I also helped organize their food on the grocery. They had like a list of things you would give that person, and I think they had to go. They can only go. I think it was like once every 2 weeks or once a month or something. I can't remember. It's been so long that I did that. But it is amazing on how much people rely on that, even
Absolutely.
if they're sick. And it's
Meal
it's amazing. It's
Meals
amazing.
on Wheels is another one of those that's
Yes, yes,
really,
that's right.
really huge. And going back to also what you were saying, in terms of the community, it's maybe you don't have time to watch everybody's auction, but you can at least stop by, post a quick note that says, "Hey, I was thinking about you. Thought I would just stop by and show my support." Click the thumbs up button real quick while you're there, and then you know you that's another easy, quick way to show support to the other folks in the community.
That is awesome news. I don't know if y'all happy about it, but that is some awesome news. He is signing up for the army.
Yeek.
I remember when I was that young and I did. I went sign up right after I graduated from high school. Jessica, hello, good morning, and welcome.
Good
But I
morning,
told you,
Jessica.
our church has a food bank and community meals twice a month. I volunteer there. Awesome. Yeah, the Meals on Wheels is another awesome
Oh,
program
Meals
you
on
can
Wheels is
help with.
fantastic.
Yeah. United Way, I used to work volunteer there a lot, and it was amazing on the food bank and things like that that they did for the community. I think what you are trying to say is, why, yes, hello, chat and light up the thumb, please. Yeah, please. It's greatly appreciated. We are excited and proud. That is awesome. I am so proud of him. He's come a long way. I remember when I first met y'all, how shy he was, and I was able to have the honors to meet y'all in person on our trip to the lake house. And we had fun. It was a fun day. So, again, what are some of the things that you can do that you have done or like to share of things that you can help support your community through your work, whether it be here on the YouTube world or even in your community? Why do you say eats?
Oh, just I was just thinking about the timing with everything going on in the world. So he's got uh he's got all my best thoughts to him.
Well, he's got to go through boot camp first, so and then
Yeah.
schooling. So he's got a while before he goes do anything. Like for me, the only thing I had was the Desert Storm was the only one, but I didn't go in. We didn't go in there. I was on the USS Saratoga, and we were just in the Mediterranean Sea. We never went into war, but again, we were out there. But again, for me, that was because of my job. Not everybody goes in front line, so it all depends on what he's going in for too, because he's got to go to school for it while he's there after a boot camp.
Just all my best for his, congrats on his interest and his willingness to do it, and all the best for his safety moving forward.
Jessica says we make goodie bags for the homeless and stuff we found. Homeless people. Yeah, you see, when I used to do that for we had the church I was going to in New Orleans, we used to do that, but the city was going to find us and give us a
Yeah,
ticket if we didn't stop because they wanted us not only to bring not to bring it to the homeless on the street, but to bring it to the homeless shelter where they needed to go and check in and that kind of stuff. So be careful with that because certain places are strict on that and you can get a ticket and or get arrested. I get it. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, it's a great thing to do. Your heart's there, but a lot of times you got to watch it because your cities may be a different law on that.
but that's also a way you can give back is if you don't agree with those policies, get active in your local politics. Um, if you're
Oh
looking to
yeah.
change, if you think that should be changed, get involved and work towards. I know of towns where people try to give food. The shelters were full. There was nowhere for the homeless, for the unhoused to go, and people get in trouble for providing food on the streets. And I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of that. So, of getting in trouble for doing something good.
Well, for me though, what I can understand because there was even several places where even the homeless can go and they had a place for them to take a shower, a hot meal, and make a phone call. And
If
that's how
they
they
can
were able
get
to keep
if they
track
can
of
get
how
in,
they're
yes.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
if
all
they can get in, yes.
it was always open to the public of those who are homeless. That's why I understand. Bring it to somewhere where they can go and check in and make sure to get everything they need. And I understand that because I'm not getting a ticket for nothing. But I understand why they did that. What gets me is when you're trying to give them food on the road and they're at the light or at the stop sign or the red light on the side of the road and you give them something and I don't want that. Okay, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You will get ticketed for feeding the homeless restaurant at the restaurant. Yeah,
And then
it is.
and then go out to their dumpster at the end of the night, little Debbie, and see how much food is gone in the dumpsters that could have been feeding a very large piece of the community.
Try to donate food to our town and then they're absolutely no place to do it. Wow, an hour away?
Jeez.
Don't get overcrowded.
Exactly, Angela. That's my issue. Is the overcrowding. Especially here in Las Vegas, we have a lot of unhoused people that are literally living under the city. Um, there's a whole population of people that live under Las Vegas, and trying to do community outreach. They've tried to get the people to leave down there, and they're like, "Why, you guys? There's no room for us in the shelters above ground." So they've created their own community underground, and there's a lot of folks that'll go down there and take care of them and bring them stuff and make sure they're okay. But we have to really worry about during the heavy rains and the monsoons that come through here because the folks get flooded out really fast.
I want to
underground.
clarify this about this one. It's not a place for them to go to. It's a church that offers a space in the back of their church, the one I'm talking about that I used to volunteer for, where they would have like a little doctor to check and see if they're okay, or if they need to see medical assistance. They had a shower for them to take showers and fresh towels and linen and things like that, and a phone to use and make phone calls to loved ones. It wasn't an actual place. The church didn't offer a place for them to stay. It just offered them a chance to get out away from the street and have a good, clean environment and get a fresh, hot meal. And that's what I'm talking about when it came to that. One of the things I have to say too is in New Orleans, my opinion is there's so many vacant buildings that
Yeah.
are closed down that why can't the cities take those buildings and turn them into housing for the homeless until they get on their feet? It's a place for them to have over their head, and that. But you know, another thing, a lot of these homeless people don't want to go into these shelters.
Well, and that's kind of why we don't. That's kind of why we don't use the word homeless anymore, because some people it is their home. We just simply we say unhoused, uh, because they may have chosen the lifestyle they are have for their safety, or because it's the right life for them. So they're not necessarily homeless. They just don't have a roof over their head and four walls.
Hello, Joe Rose. How are y'all doing? Good to see you. Welcome. And again, everybody sees things differently. We're not here to agree. We're always here to agree to disagree. But again, they and Des said that Tommy. That's why he was trying to. He's going to run. Wants to run for mayor of their town. He
That's
wants to
awesome.
lead their community. That is awesome. Good
You know, there's
morning,
so
Vintage Vibrations. Hello, good morning, and welcome. And I want to say, Robin. I may be wrong. I could be wrong.
there's so many opportunities on the local level to run for a minor office on your local board, just so that you can get your opinions heard, or be able to bring up the opinions of the fellow people in the community and say, hey, this is what something we want to do in our community. um, you know let's see about getting something done.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start dropping links. Jennifer's been dropping links throughout the show. Also, don't forget the East Coast resellers. Are they doing their show this morning? I'm not sure. They're scheduled for today. Usually at 10:30 is when they start. All right, there's Jennifer's channel link. There is her Etsy store. I got to get some more listed on Etsy.
I mean,
And her,
I think one of the best examples of giving back to the community is Sweet Zane. I mean, my goodness, his Toys for Tots, the his toy donations. Look at how many kids get helped you know, by all that work that young guy does. That's amazing to me.
well, like last year, he had over, because of the community came together to help, he had over 1,000, well over 1,000 toys for the children for Christmas. And
That's
guess what?
amazing.
He's already building his pile of stuff for this next coming up Christmas. He's already started. He's not waiting till the last minute. He's already got a stockpile ready to go. Isn't that crazy and amazing at the
He
same
is
time?
he is
Yeah.
so awesome.
All right, let's see here. Awesome. Jessica said my son is doing a run for his school. He is doing a fundraiser. Anyone wants to support him? Here's the link. YouTube. Yes, he is amazing. I experienced my first homeless person in Vegas.
That's pretty rare. I'm sorry that happened. That's very, very rare.
My ankle as well. I'm like, oh, why it would freak me out too.
Hmm.
Actually, but yeah, Sweet Zane already started for this Christmas coming up. He's not waiting, and he has already started.
It has to be a new unwrapped toy, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that makes it harder for like resellers who've got stuff in their inventory, because so often it's used, right?
Not always. Put it this way: when I was doing auctions, for example, when Tooch was on, and I say this because if you purchase something from Tooch, knowing that it has to be new, unwrapped, you can still purchase from that and say, send it to Sweet Zane. And so he would make one package and send it out to him. I did auctions where um, that one particular round of toys that I did was all brand new, unwrapped. And I did the same thing. If anybody purchased it from this moment, if you would like to purchase, if I had multiples, for example, and I would be willing to send these to him in one of the shows that we did too. So it's always any way you can do it. But yeah, you can send them. But there's a lot of people who have new unsealed, unwrapped toys. That's where we were. Retail overcharge. Yeah, retail overcharge. That's another way to do it. Yep.
There's a
Smart.
there's a YouTuber I follow who she's in Australia and she goes to the arcades and plays the coin pushers and stuff to get plush, and then she saves up all the plush over the course of the year that she wins, and then donates that all to their child charity there in Australia at the end of the year, which I thought was a really cool idea too.
Jennifer, you have a comment. The green glass necklace in your shop is beautiful.
It can be yours for the right price.
That's right. And the reason I dropped those for Jennifer is she never drops her own links.
No,
That's what my daily thing that I do. Jake, hello, good morning, and welcome. How are you doing, Jake? Good to see you. Welcome. But yeah, in any small way that you can help anything in any way in any programs, somebody that needs help, it's all part of supporting your community through your work. It can be as little as even donating something or your time. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical money, monetary. Our buddy Pat Dees every year does Toys for Tots. And that's right, he sure does. Is he still doing whatnot? I think he was doing. I haven't seen him in a while. I know he's
and
been working on
I
it.
can tell you that uh, if you if you haven't ever taken your leftovers from Thanksgiving and dropped it off at a firehouse in your area, let me tell you, the firemen love to get food. We usually make the rounds and make donations of food and other things to the firehouses in the area. There's a lot of cities where the firefighters are not paid. It's all volunteer firefighting, and anything you can give them to help them with their firehouse and make it a more comfortable place for them, in between fighting the good fight for all of us. That's always a big help.
Good morning, Miss Denise. How are you doing? Good to see you. And yes, keep
Good
Pat
morning,
Dees in your
Denise.
thoughts and prayers. I know the last time I saw a video on him, he was dealing with his cancer again. So definitely keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Michael, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Mill
Good
Motivate.
morning, Michael. From what I understand, a lot of the firehouses in the Northeast are volunteer firefighters. They're not actually funded through the cities.
I keep trying to figure that out. You say it's the same as deck. Jack. Is that correct? Jack?
Jack, because the initials are JK, so it's Jack.
Jack. We keep blankets in the car for the. Okay.
That's awesome, Jessica.
All right, Jack. I got to remember that one. All right, so the link is pinned to the top of the chat. If anybody would like to come on up and promote your channel, you're more than welcome to come on up. Just remember, you do have to have your camera and your mic connected because it won't allow you before we bring you up.
So to so today for is April Fool's Day. I'm not a prankster, and I certainly hate it when people prank me. But I'm just curious: do any of you out there do anything special for April Fool's Day?
And you're so right, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean the police get a lot of that 9/11 that 911 tax.
Yeah, because they add that too. I noticed on when I first moved here in New Orleans, it was the same way. Because in New Orleans, I was with Verizon, and they even had that on your bill as an extra fee. And then when I moved here, same thing. Because before I moved, I changed to T-Mobile. Same thing. Now that I'm with Consumer Singular, they don't charge it on my bill anymore. So I don't know if it's the company or what, but yeah. And I don't have a landline anymore. Wait a minute.
I can understand that, Uni. Yeah, everybody and their uncle puts out fake news stories. Although these days it's hard to tell what's a real news story anyway. On the other 364 days a year.
The fire department, our daughter is part of every year, does donations through the whole year, food drive, and then the Thanksgiving and Christmas. Wow,
That's awesome.
that is awesome. It reminds me, it's my cousin's birthday today. Every year, Spirit Halloween donates the children's. That's right, you did tell us that. For those that don't know, he also does the Halloween stores every year, sets them up. Yeah, you're right about that. Definitely me too. It takes me some. Yes, indeed, girl.
Scarlet
Now, I don't.
Scarlet, is April Fool's Day a thing over on your side of the pond the way it is here, or is it largely just another day over there in your community?
Another day in the neighborhood. Mm. All right, I gotta go get some more coffee because I'm out. I'll be right back.
Emergency coffee run. Yeah, April Fool's Day. I'm not up for the pranking. I the onion. You do. I mean, the onion's already sarcastic every day, but uh, you know their stories on April Fool's Day are usually really something. Good morning, Miss Bonnie. Good to see you. Johnny ran off to get some coffee. Silly him. He left me in charge. I have control of the show. I'm not giving it back. Jennifer says Mia will not be doing an unboxing. She is ill. I was hoping she was feeling better by now. How many years? How many years, Regina? Yeah, sad but true there. But that's where hospitals like St. Jude, where they do such amazing work for kids. I love those hospitals. Those donation, when they have their charity drives, it's like how can you not support a hospital that's trying to give free healthcare, or the Ronald McDonald House charities? Those are really awesome too. Whatever will we do without Johnny? Well, I guess we're all just gonna have to learn because I'm gonna. I let's see. I might be able to block him from. No, no, it's his show. I wouldn't be that evil. I mean, I'd be evil, but I just wouldn't be that evil. Ooh, ooh, pneumonia. Yeah, been there, done that. No fun. No fun at all. Stupid AI. Big hugs right back to you, unicorn. Always good to see you. Uh, I wish it was just limited to hospitals, Scarlett. Just trying to see a doctor can be a. I haven't had insurance in many, many years, but um, yeah, it's just sort of the nature of the beast. Wow, 35 years. It's funny. I I don't, there's so many people I know of that get divorced and get remarried, and their second marriages are just infinitely more successful. My dad's that way. He's been with his wife for, I'm pretty sure at this point it's longer than he was ever with my mom. Um, but so I'm just running out of time. I've been with Luis for 21 years. I got to trade him in already so I can get a newer model and get more than that 21 years in. Spirit donations pay for parents' hotel rooms and transportation costs, activities for the kids in the hospital. They don't fund direct treatments, it all goes to the families. It sounds a lot like the Ronald McDonald House charities, where they've got, they set up uh, the places for the parents to stay while their kids are getting treatment. That's such a great, there's so much stress, for the parents that are dealing with sick kids. My heart really goes out for them. Uh, trying to deal with that is, and then having to worry about having the funds and everything to be able to stay there with them and be by their side. Angela, 31 years. See what I'm saying? That second marriage, I've really got to get rid of Luis and start over. I've only got 21 years. I don't have a whole lot of time left to get 31 years in. I gotta start soon.
Yes, indeed.
See, guys, I let Johnny back in. I'm a nice guy.
I'm just getting caught up on the comments I missed.
Yeah, Regina says my second marriage is much more successful than my first. I I guess it's everybody learns their lessons, right? Everybody learns, what worked and what didn't, and they make sure those things don't happen the second time around. And
Good
so it's better
morning,
for them.
Donnie. How are you doing? Good to see you, buddy. All right, Jessica, have a great day. Good to see you. Welcome. Um, so anyway, if anybody would like to come on up, you know the link is at the top of the chat. Does anybody have anything special going on today? Let us know. Let's see.
That's awesome, Joanne. 31 years.
Hello, Ellen. Welcome. 40 years. Yeah.
that
Um,
Ellen, that's because you managed to mold him into shape. You've got him exactly the way you want him now.
Also, a great reminder at this time to make sure to let you know, don't forget, if you have any sales that you would like to share within the last 90 days, bring them into the email, bring them in for the show Friday. Would you buy it or would you leave it? In the email, make sure you include the price that you paid for it, how much you sold it for. If you took an offer, make sure let me know what that offer was for, and where did you buy it? Yeah. Also donated to the. I've heard of them.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is awesome.
So Ellen, your man was your high school sweetheart? If so, that's pretty awesome. Was he the football player and you were the cheerleader? Or was he the bad boy and you were the good girl? And you'd sneak out behind the woodworking shop and and smooch, or behind the bleachers at the gym. Inquiring minds want to know.
That's just TMI to you. Every
Heck
person
no,
who
that's not
donates
TMI.
a little donation goes to St. James Foundation. I have a setup on my eBay, my Amazon, where when I do, all my profits or any donations go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And that's how I have mine set up on Amazon when I buy anything.
That's very true, Patrick. Sometimes it's not about knowing what you want. It's sometimes about knowing what you don't want. Hey,
Hello,
good morning,
Matt,
Matt.
and thank you for sending in that item for the show on Friday. Matt sent us an item.
Good to see you, Matt. Glad you become a regular around here on the mornings. It's always good to see you pop in.
Yeah. Check out his estate sale videos too. Speaking of that, don't forget to check out Gino. This week was his birthday, but he's been doing a weekly sourcing style video, driving along in his car. But thank you. It's great to have you. Thank you for joining us. but also, what's fun about it too is that when you are part of a community that you can volunteer for or help in any way, that goes a long way. It helps a lot of people that you just don't realize. Have Jeff had enough cancer? Okay, didn't know that.
Wow. Yeah, natural disasters. Oof.
I have to say, everything I bought to support that, and that's another thing. Yeah, you might buy something or sell something, but I even made profit on my end for the stuff that I spent, and I spent a lot, but that's okay because it went to a good cause, and I'm making my
I
money back.
yeah, I mean,
Hello, good morning and welcome.
that sort of thing has a way of coming back around again. It's that thing of uh, give to those that need it because you never know when you're going to be in the position where you're going to be the person that needs it.
I'm
And you
glad you
want,
said that because when I was going through my leukemia and I couldn't work, and I was going through chemo, I and I just the way I am, I guess. I didn't want to apply for anything for assistance, but I didn't have the income coming in. So I was able to apply for, granted, they only gave me $33 a month, but you know what? That was $33 I didn't have to begin with to
right.
buy groceries. So you learn how to do what you got. Again, thank God I had some savings. But the thing about it is that it was temporary. It's not something I'd stayed on. I was glad to get off of when I didn't need it anymore. But there are services and things out there that you can use, even if it's just temporary. So you never know when you're going to need it. Don't buy from there. Yeah.
But I appreciate the sentiment about not buying from Amazon, all that. I'm not a Amazon fan, but I do want to remind people that a lot of times what you're buying is actually being fulfilled by a third party seller who's using that platform to sell their product. So a lot of times you have to look at who's actually doing the fulfillment on Amazon. You might actually be helping a small company uh, stay afloat and keep their doors open by getting the item from them instead of getting it directly from Amazon. The other thing is Bezos's ex-wife owns a ton of Amazon stock, and she regularly sells it and does tremendous humanitarian work with her Amazon stock. And I mean tremendous humanitarian work. That woman has built hospitals. She's done so much good for the world. So not everything goes into Bezos's pocket. There's lots of other people that get helped. Just be mindful of who you're buying from on Amazon. You have a choice. You can look to see who the other sellers are and of a certain item you're looking at and choose to buy it from that smaller seller.
And that's one thing I always look at. Where's it coming from and who's it from? I only keep buying from those that are local. And I say local meaning the United States, first of all. And if it's somebody who is, even on eBay, I do the same thing on eBay. And it's got to be somebody that's in the United States and is a small business. And then I go back and buy from that same person if the transaction was a good one. That's how I just don't pick anything or anyone. I look at where it's coming from. I agree with what Amazon with these days. Yeah, you're right about that.
Especially since they've started closing down some of the a lot of those stores. The good thing is the dollar stores are becoming more and more prevalent in those areas that don't have that have food deserts or have other shopping deserts. And most of the dollar stores are give a lot of stuff back too to their communities.
Ellen says,
Good call, Uni. Yep.
Amazon, my poor parents will be eating. Yeah.
Well, Ellen, you need to tell those parrots to go out and earn a damn living so that you can afford the good food. All they do is sit around and give you entertainment and poop and eat. I tell Zeke all the time, my furry son, about time to start bringing in some money in the coffers since I'm buying you food all the time.
Yeah, you even got to watch what you buy if you go to Walmart, Target, Kohl's. I mean, a lot of that stuff comes from other countries. And you got to watch what you buy. If you go to Walmart, Target, Kohl's. I mean, a lot of that stuff comes from other countries. And you got to watch what you buy. If you go to Walmart, Target, Kohl's. I mean, a lot of that stuff comes from other countries. Can't you're not going to be able to stop unless you really try. There's so much stuff that comes out of China. It's unbelievable.
Then again, that's also a lot of your reselling pile. So you know,
Okay.
yeah, there was a time though, Matt. You know, there was a time where Goodwill was genuinely, uh, that was the organization everybody donated their stuff to because they would redistribute within the communities. And unfortunately, over time, that their policies changed and their business structure changed. But
And
that
I'm
is what
seeing that a lot.
they used to do. A lot of that, a lot of good work in their own local, and that was the reason why there were the local thrift shops because the money stayed in the community back then.
Well, what about Saint Vincent de Paul? Has anybody heard about them lately? I mean, because I haven't heard from them. I don't see anything around here in my area. I know in Louisiana they had them all over the place. Not here. Not that I
I
found anyway.
don't know that I've seen one out here in Vegas.
They're like few and far between.
We used to have them in Florida.
I know in Louisiana they were all over the place. Just used to have them. Yeah, and I don't see them as often as I used to. And that's sad
Same
though,
thing
because a
with
lot of them are turning it into more of just the community and more of what they can put in their pocket is how I feel.
who are the folks that ring the bells at Christmas? Stand outside the
Salvation
stores and
Army.
ring.
Salvation
Yeah,
Army.
oof. They were another ones that used to be a lot more helpful than they are now.
Yes, Des, ask away. Good
Good
morning,
morning, Cheryl.
Cheryl. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome.
You can ask any question you want anytime.
Yeah, this. Yeah.
But that's why what's wonderful is you own your business and you own your auctions and you can do whatever you want
All
with
right, Jay,
that.
this is directed to your question.
How do plants do out in Vegas? It depends on the plant. We absolutely have flowers out here. Uh, we absolutely have trees and leafy trees. Um, so it all depends on what we plant out here. So a lot of stuff that's sensitive won't survive, but we've got stuff that just knows good desert living, and everything is in bloom right now because we heated it up so quickly coming out of winter that there's suddenly this bloom explosion going on. It's
And
very
that's why
pretty
I
out
asked
here
about
right now.
St. Vincent de Paul because I know they used to do that in Louisiana, and I used to help and volunteer there, like putting stuff on the shelves and all. But this was before I even became a reseller. Didn't even think about it. Yeah, I used to buy and all, but they used to also do that for those who needed it. Because I used to refer a lot of people there. And yeah, I just don't see that around here. Twice a month. There are a few that are still taking donations.
That's cool.
I know the St. Vincent de Paul in the next town over with me. There's a list of stuff they're no longer taking. You have to. It has to be on their list, and they even post it on the dropout when you drop things off a donation at the building. There's always somebody there saying, "We don't take that. We don't take that. We don't take that." Oh, okay. Well, what do you do take? They give you a list, but each place is different. That particular location, they don't take a
Uh,
lot of stuff.
as long as they're house plants, you will be fine. Um, and certainly anything that requires a lot of sun is going to have a field day. Uh, get a lot of windows for your stuff that does well in the sun. Um, but putting stuff outside on 112, when we get up to 115 and 120 in the summer, yeah, got to be careful of anything you're putting out there for that. Fruit trees in particular do well, especially things like lemons and limes. Those thrive like heck out here.
Hmm. Yeah, they have a lot of tropical plants.
You know what they say, Uni? Don't eat that yellow snow.
Yeah, they have a lot of tropical plants. Let's see. My house plants loves it. Yeah, outdoor plants.
Yeah, boy, that's true.
Yeah, I did that when I first moved here too. A lot of my plants had to stay indoors. It was very. So far, my fig tree is. This is the fourth year. I'm hoping it all comes back and doubles again from last year because every year it comes back, it doubles. And I'll never forget when I first moved here and I did my first fig tree. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, you got to dig the roots from one side and tilt it to the side and fill it with what they call that again? Mulch." I'm not digging that up every year to tilt it. So far, it's been doing
Hmm.
good like I have it. Every year, right before the first freeze, I'll take and pile it up with the dead leaves or the leaves that are falling for the fall. I rake them up into my little pot, my little planting section that I have my plants in. It's all wooden framed. And I'll take the leaves and fill it and then put the mulch on top of that. And it seems to be working every year. So, but I make sure the mulch is without dye in the mulch. I don't want to have any dye in the coloring in the mulch. Especially like I have the black raspberry, which is doing great. All of those all were planted at the same time 4 years ago to be this fourth year. And I also did a bleeding heart. Beautiful every year. It comes back twice as big as last year.
We have a flower here they call the fire flower, which is a beautiful orange and yellow flower, and every year they come back insane. The other thing I love is that I grew up in upstate New York, and dandelions were a big thing when I was growing up. And here, dandelions pop up everywhere in the spring, and it's I realize they're a weed, but I can't help but love them.
Right. Let's see here. All right, I'm not seeing any other comments coming in. Well, everybody, it's getting to that time. My numbers are going down, and we're going to go end the show. Don't forget, at 1 o'clock today, we will be coming back with the Hump Day auction where Miss Denise is back with us, permanently back with us. And today we do have Uniques by the Creek and Randy from Moon Valley Craft. My bleeding hearts are already starting to pop up. I haven't been out there yet. I need to go check on them, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I am from Lower New York State. Yeah, it was a big difference when I moved here from Louisiana because I was growing all kind of stuff in my backyard in Louisiana. But you got to be careful up here. Dandelions are actually. You can turn them into.
And if you can pull the dandelions from somewhere that they don't use fertilizer, dandelions are fantastic treats for guinea pigs and iguanas.
Well, everyone, and then if anybody would like to come on after the show is over, that link is at the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to join us after the show has ended. Hope to see you back at 1 o'clock for the Hump Day auction. As I say before I end each and every show, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And until we meet again, later. Peace out. And don't forget to make sure you are still subscribed to the channel. And please hit the thumbs up while we're heading out to the end of the show. Y'all come back now, you hear?
First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana. Here at Cajun Roots Reselling, you make me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars, go see Johnny, he's got it all. Let him have it, with no problem, see the special man. See the special man.